All right, so today we're going to talk about the next project, or one of the upcoming projects. The Project X haul is winding down and we're almost finished with that. So I'm always in the planning stages of what's next and what we're going to do. You guys have seen over the years that I have done a lot of these trucks. These are 09 Ford F750s. They're 6.7 Cummins, 6-speed manual transmission, 33,000 GVW, and air brakes on spring ride. These things, I buy them as a 24-foot box truck. I take the box off, take the lift gate off, and then a lot of times we take the truck, pull the drive shaft out, take the suspension apart, drill new holes, move it forward, and then we put a hitch on the back. Well, that's one of the things I have coming up. And as I started to think about that, I started thinking about the comments that we get every time I do one of these trucks and I shorten it up. I get a lot of comments with guys over the years that say, man, I wish I'd just come out and hang out with you and kind of do this work, because I'd like to do this myself on my truck, or man, I would just like to learn how to do whatever. And that always rents space in the back of my head. And for about the last 2 months, I've been considering holding my first ever event. And I was thinking about it as, what do we want to do? What kind of event do we want to hold? I mean, we could do a meet and greet where everybody just shows up and we all just chat and get to know each other and that kind of thing. Or we could do something what I think is more interesting. I think our first event should be a viewer participation build. And what I mean by that is, I think for our first event, what we should do is we should take this truck, take it in my shop, and go through the whole process that I go through to shorten one of these up and put a hitch plate on the back. So I started thinking about this and I thought, that's perfect. But how do we do it? Because we can't have too many people, because then nobody really gets a whole lot of information. But we can't have too few, because then it takes too long. So I've settled on 4. I believe we're going to go with 4 viewers that we will choose based on anyone that wants to be involved. We're going to do I'll talk about the how to be considered later in just a little bit. So the idea is to choose 4 viewers to come to my shop for 2 days, and I believe the dates are going to be it's going to be in the end of June, the last Saturday and Sunday of June, I think is what we're choosing. The last Saturday and Sunday of June of this year, of course. So the way I thought about this was, we're going to do all this, but I want to do 4 people so that we can have 2 pairs, 2 guys paired up and 2 other guys paired up if need be. And there's enough there where I can work with 1 pair, and Peter Zila of HTP and Peter Zila Industrial Welding, he's going to be here as well, so he can work with some people, with 2 guys. And we're going to go through this thing and do all the hands-on stuff. So we're going to be laying all this out, drilling the holes with a mag drill. We're going to be doing all the electrical, the air lines. We're going to put the hitch on the back. We got to do the welding. So when I thought about this, was how do we make this a really great experience for not only me, because I'm going to enjoy it, I'm sure, but for everyone who we bring in, all the viewers, the 4 viewers that come. So I was talking with Peter Zila of HTP, and we talked about a few ideas, and he pitched an idea to the owner. And the owner of HTP has graciously decided to donate a ProPulse 220 MTS welder. If you don't know what that is the welder you guys see me using for over the last year and 4 months, maybe, something like that, since I first met Peter. So he's going to supply us with that welder to use on this project. They'll also supply us with all the wire that we need. Zila Industrial Welding, which is Peter, he's going to supply some of the rods that we might be using for arc gouging if we need that. He's also going to be doing a lot of the one-on-one as far as welding. We'll have a welding table set up where we can do a little bit of practice and maybe learn some techniques and some different operations. So we needed a hitch plate. So I gave him the measurements and he drew the CAD drawing up of our hitch plate, and he sent it over to the guys at Northwest Indiana Fabrication. So they have cut that out for us to weld to the back of this truck. You guys know I use a lot of Milwaukee Tools. So I reached out to Milwaukee and I asked them if they'd like to be part of this. And they, without hesitation, said, most definitely, we certainly do. So they've offered to send us an M18 half-inch drive, high torque impact kit. That'll be the impact, 2 batteries, and a charger. They're also going to send us a 4.5 to 5-inch M18 Milwaukee grinder, 2 batteries, and a charger. Well, I mentioned to Evolution Tools that we'll be doing this, and you know, I'm thinking about getting their metal cutting circular saw, and I asked them if they would be interested in being part of this build as well. Without hesitation again, they said yes, of course, we'd love to be part. So they're offering to donate their metal cutting circular saw for this project. So we got some really great tools coming in. We're going to choose 4 really great viewers to come in and help us. And we're going to hopefully have a really good time. Lunch will be provided. It'll be a great time. And we're spreading the work out enough over 2 days where we have enough time to really interact, ask questions, learn, not be rushed to do the project, but still get it finished. And the best part about all this to me is the fact that when they're done with this project, at the end of day 2, for the 4 people, the 4 viewers that attend, if the ones that attend both days, the full day, your names are going to go into a hat. The first name I draw is going to get that HTP ProPulse 220 MTS welder. When I got mine, that sold for just under $3,000 today. I think it's on sale at $2,200 or $2,300. So that one guy is going to get a $2,200 to $2,300 value of a welder to take home with him. One guy. The other 3 guys that are in there, I'm going to pull one of their names. The next guy is going to get that Milwaukee half-inch drive high torque impact kit. He'll take that home. The last 2, I'll pull another name, and he'll get the Evolution metal cutting circular saw. And that last guy, that last name, he goes home with a Milwaukee 4.5 to 5-inch M18 grinder. So hopefully it'll be not only a great experience and a really good time, but you'll be able to take home more than just the experience. You'll be able to take home some really good tools. And these are all provided by these manufacturers. Those are the things we definitely know are going to happen. There may be more. We'll have to wait and see what happens from there, but we know that's what's happening for sure. So now we need to talk about, how do you get entered to be chosen? Again, we're going to choose 4. And now what we're looking for is people who have a genuine interest in learning. We're not really looking to do just a hangout. We're looking to do someone who wants to really be part of this and go home with some knowledge and picked up what we do and how we do it. So if you're a guy that has a lot of interest in this and would love to attend and learn this and be part of it, all you have to do is leave a comment saying you want to be entered, and then send me an email. My email address is j.c.smithprojects@gmail.com. I will go through each individual email. In that email, what you need to do is tell me who you are, where you're from. I don't need your exact city, just your location. You can tell me where you live, where your city is if you like, but you don't have to. I just need contact information. I need a telephone number, and I need email. Tell me who you are, what your interests are, what you like about our channel, and why you would like to be chosen. And we are going to choose what we think will be the people who get the most benefit out of this and the most enjoyment. So if you want to be considered, that's what you got to do. If you want to be considered, those are the things you have to do. Today is Wednesday, May 15th. I'm going to run these entries for 2 weeks because we don't have a lot of time, and I need to pick these people because they need to make plans as well. So we want to be able to give them about a month's time notice to get their time off work, to get a hotel and all that. Now listen, we have, from where my shop is, there's hotels 15 minutes one way or 20 minutes the other way. So there's plenty of options there. There's restaurants, there's everything. Part of this event is going to be live streamed. Definitely we're going to live stream when we give away the tools, for sure. So that being said, we've got to thank HTP, Peter Zila of Zila Industrial Welding and HTP. We got to thank Milwaukee. We got to thank Evolution. And we need to thank Northwest Indiana Fabrication too for setting us up with the hitch plate. And we'll be using Northwest Indiana Fabrication for a lot more. They do a lot of that. Send them a CAD drawing. They'll cut it out for you and they'll ship it to you. Got to thank everybody else. We got my son's coming. A friend of ours, Justin's coming to help us out. My wife's going to be there. And if you're lucky, my wife is probably going to make some baked goods. Mark your calendars if you want to be entered. Just all I ask, guys, is if you want to be entered and you want to be considered, please be serious about it, because we're setting this up for just 4 people. We're not setting up backups in case somebody cancels. If something happens, someone cancels on it, 1, it's unfortunate. 2, it'll really screw things up, because the way we have I have it planned in my head to work with this, to get the work done. So if you want to be considered, please be serious about showing up and being here for the full 2 days, because we're looking for people who want to do that. So that being said, you know what to do. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.